Welcome back to The Takeout. A new YouTube series is pulling back the curtain, or at least it's trying to, on what we might regard as the political complexities of the American South. It's called Longplay, Winning the South, and it explores the importance of 6 states through people who have moved to shape them and have attitudes about what's going on there. Here's a sneak peek.
The South is the political epicenter of the country. Democrats are way on their heels in this region, but Republicans are going through their own reckoning in the South, too.
I think that's right.
It's the fastest growing region in every age group.
That's because we're just more fun than everybody else in the country.
Joining me now, one of the show's co-hosts, former New Orleans Mayor Mitch Landrieu. He's also former Lieutenant Governor of Louisiana and a former senior advisor to President Biden. A lot of formers there. Mitch, it's good to have you here. Forgive me for saying so, but this is like the biggest duh in American politics. The South matters, and Democrats ought to pay attention.
No, there's no question about that. And I think that's happening right now. You know, the South is just a very interesting place now. Lots of people are moving from around the country, from the Northeast, from the West Coast, from Ohio, down to North Carolina, down to Georgia. It's mixing things up a lot. You see a lot of people moving into Texas, and you see it starting to affect the culture, the music, and, of course, the politics. So we wanted to kind of just do a deep dive. So it's really been exciting. We've been to Georgia. We've been in North Carolina. I was just in Texas with Tallarico on the border in Laredo. And today we're in Tennessee. As a matter of fact, I just left Hernando's Hideaway, which is where Elvis Presley performed. It's just been very interesting. We're talking to a lot of folks. It's a lot of fun.
So what do you think is happening in the South? Because that soundbite said 2 things that I believe you fundamentally accept. One, Republicans are ahead but have a reckoning, and Democrats are way back on their heels. Why are those 2 things true now?
Both of those things are true, and both of those things are in motion. And if you're on the ground, you can feel it. We kind of look through the lens of politics on national, shows all the time. But if you're on the ground down here and you're thinking about culture, you're thinking about race, you're thinking about demographic trends, where people are moving, what communities they're moving to, you see things shifting and changing. Like North Carolina and Georgia, for example, politically, are trending purple. They may not be trending blue, but they're definitely trending away from hard red. And there are a lot of different reasons for that. You see this thing in Texas going on, which is very interesting. And it's all falling in the midst of the Trump presidency, which is providing either unique opportunities or unique headaches for people and the way that they've been seeing things for the last year and a half. So we're just on the ground with real people. We're talking to ex-politicians. We're talking to folks that are in political office right now. And it has just been a really interesting swing that I think people would be really exciting to watch. It's all on YouTube. It's all free. Go take a look at it. It's only about 20 minutes long for each episode.
You mentioned North Carolina and Georgia, and yet Trump won them both easily in 2024.
Yeah, that's true. But we also have 2 Democratic senators in Georgia for the first time in a long time. And then in North Carolina, which has not had a Democratic senator in the last 18 years, they're about to elect Roy Cooper. And so you see that swinging. Also, what's really weird is in some of the southern states, North Carolina particularly, even though the Republicans have won the presidency and the Senate races, Democrats are winning some of the down ballot races, governors and attorney generals. North Carolina particularly shows that. In Texas, you have people that are really starting to warm up to the Tallarico candidacy against Ken Paxton. It may be because this is a unique time. It may be because of who the 2 candidates are. But people who are very heavy pro-Trump supporters, even on immigration, are now tired of kind of the way that they're implementing that. Same thing with cost. So, who knows? I mean, it's just a very interesting time, but things are very fluid down here.
So I'm curious, Mitch, if you have any curiosity about Missouri. I grew up in Southern California, but I went to the University of Missouri. Sometimes I'm inordinately blamed for caring about Missouri, but here's why I raise it. 2018, Missouri by initiative overturned a right-to-work law. In 2020, it expanded Medicaid, also through initiative. In 2024, also through initiative, it created abortion rights, all while electing Republicans nationwide. Something is interesting in Missouri that is unusual that you don't see in some of those southern states you're fascinated with.
I think that's true. We're not just, hopefully, we're just not going to talk about the South. We'll talk about the whole country. But there is something going on in the country. Hindsight is always 20/20. When you can look 20 years past, you can start figuring out, way back then what was happening and why it was happening, but it is absolutely changing right now. This country is really struggling to find herself again. And you have these things going on that are just not easily explainable between hard red and hard blue. It's just not. The country's really kind of figuring out, are they right, left? Are they middle? Are they independents? For example, in North Carolina, I think 40% is Republican, 40% is self-professed Democrat. The other 38% are not, they call themselves non-affiliated, which means that they don't want to have anything to do with any of the other folks. That's a different thing than we used to have. So we're just trying to explore that. We're trying to have an open mind, trying to listen to everybody, and then just kind of let people know what we're hearing and what we're seeing.
Mitch, 30 seconds. How much sentiment, if any, do you pick up for Democratic Socialists of America on your journeys?
Not a whole lot. Not middle America. I think people care about health care. I think they think about cost. I think they think about education. I think they want their kids to have a better life than they had. All the candidates who are talking about that are the people who are going to win in this upcoming election cycle. And I think that's going to kind of push into 2028. And then, of course, into 2030, because of the Calais decision, that reapportionment thing is going to change everything. We don't fully understand that yet because people haven't seen it, but that's going to be a cataclysmic event for politics in the country.
The YouTube series Longplay, Winning the South. Mitch Landrieu, I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thanks, Major. Appreciate it.